Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of T-Dog RC. And today we're going to be taking a look at this, which is the Hobbyking Radjet 800 PMP version. I'm going to do a quick unboxing of this, and for those of you who've watched a couple of other videos on my channel, you'll know that this is the second Radjet I've had. The first one I bought, I never even sort of flew it how it should have been flown. I decided to stick an EDF on the back, which didn't work out very good. So if you have a look at one of the other videos I did, you'll see why. And I was going to give up on it, but I decided that it's such a cool looking thing, and it's pretty cheap. It's about £60. I'd buy another one. So there we are. So let's get stuck in. Okay, so let's get this thing unboxed. I've not taken a sneak peek inside this, so this is obviously I've had one before, but this is literally fresh as it gets out of the box. Let's get the old knife. Start cutting a few things here. Pretty tightly packed in. There we go. So the wings are fastened into this top section here. Let's just get those off. Whoop! Nearly stuck the knife into the wing there. Not the best, just missed it, I think. Apologies if it looks like I'm a little hot. It's up in the loft here, and it's been a pretty hot day today here in the UK. And it's pretty damn hot up here, I've got to say. I probably should have worn a t-shirt, but there we go. I've been at work today, so. Right, okay, so these are the wings. Nice little wings, obviously. Wingspan is 800 mils, hence the Radjet 800. It's 600 mil length, flying weight 550 grams. 2 9-gram servos built in, so they're there. 20 amp ESC, brushless, obviously. There's an outrunner motor on the back. You get a 6x4 prop included. I think you get a couple actually. So then all we require is radio gear and the battery. Now, interestingly, on the box it says that you need to put a 2200 milliamp 3S in this, which is what I had in the one that I'd converted to EDF, but I just could not get the thing to launch, and it seemed to have plenty of power. And I've since read, when I've looked on the reviews on the Hobbyking's website, that most people seem to fly it with a 1300 milliamp 3S, and I think the 2200's probably making it very nose heavy. Certainly when I tried to balance the centre of gravity, it was always really quite nose heavy, even though I got the battery pushed right back. So, and actually on Hobbyking's description, I think on the website, pretty sure it says 1300 milliamp on there, whereas on the box it says 2200. So a little bit confusing, but I'm going to be trying this with the 1300 milliamp. I've got quite a few of those, and they're pretty cheap. And I've read that people are getting 4 to 5 minute flight times out of those, which is fine. So really there's no advantage to putting a 2200 milliamp unless you want to fly it for sort of 10 minutes. But this sort of thing, I think you'll probably be pretty knackered after that, because it zips around the sky so quick. So yeah, there's the left wing. Love the decals on this. I really like the pink and the grey. I think it works really well, which is one of the reasons why I couldn't just not have another one. Slot cut out there for the 2 stabilizers. And obviously, as we said, servo's pre-installed. So everything individually bagged, which is nice. Another wing there. All looks good. Decals have been nicely applied. Foam looks good. It's good quality foam as well. Which is, you can't beat it really for the price. So that's the wings. Then we've got the two little stabilizers. We'll just get those out and stick them in the wings. I've actually got a spare pair of these because I ordered them when I bought my first one. I ordered another set of these because I thought they could probably quite easily get damaged. So I've actually got another set up on the shelf there, and that's the good thing as well about this at the moment, is there's still quite a few spare parts available on Hobbyking's website. So yeah, these literally just slot in here, and obviously you need to glue these in. Now the first one I did, I stuck a fair bit of it together, I think from memory, with Sino, medium Sino and kicker, but this one I'm going to be using foam tack because I've since buying the first one I've kind of discovered foam tack and it works really well. It's brilliant, so I'll be using that to stick this together. What else we got in here? So these are they've got the canopy here, which looks really flimsy when you first sort of get it out of the packet. Just get this open. So it's a really flimsy bit of plastic, but you actually need to glue it onto like a polystyrene foam base, sorry, and then that stiffens it up nicely. And then this bit, I will leave this in the packaging, but this is for the underside. So rather than you having to put tape on, which you've built it to protect it, they do supply with this, which fits along the bottom, and all the holes are cut out for the cooling and all that sort of stuff. And that's really neat the way that just fastens on. It just neatens the underneath up and means that obviously when you come in for a landing, you're not going to damage the bottom too much. Interestingly, I did get a spare fuselage for my old one because one of my launch attempts resulted in it nosediving into the ground and smashing all the front in. And so I bought a spare fuselage, which I think it was only about £14 or something like that, but it doesn't come with this. So when I rebuilt it, I didn't have this, so I did end up using tape underneath. But this is really makes it look a lot neater with this. Carbon wing spar, well, probably not carbon actually, no, probably more like fiberglass, but there we go. And then we've got a little box which is glued in here. Let's see if I can get this out. So a little bag of accessories. It's already got a hole in it. So what we've got, a couple of props. So I've actually got 4 of these now. Obviously I didn't use these first time around because I put the EDF on the back of it. But this time I'm going to just keep it as it is out of the box. I'm not going to mess with it. So I also swapped the ESC before, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it exactly as it is and get out there and fly it. I'm going to be putting one of the co-pilot flight controllers in with a little FreeSky receiver, because those two combined basically take up as much space as a normal receiver. And if you watch my co-pilot video, you'll know the reason for doing that is because it makes hand launching an absolute breeze, because it basically does it for you. So with the co-pilot in, put it into hand launch mode, power it up, throw it, and I can throw it by the wing, so no risk of ripping my hands to bits, and it will just take off, and then I just flick it into manual mode and fly it. So it means I can fly it anywhere and on my own. But yeah, a couple of props, nice little metal nose cone that you get with it. And then we've got a couple of control horns, and these are quite nice as well because they're not the ones that just sort of glue in or clip in from the other side. They've actually got little screws with them and plates for the other side, so they're nice and secure. And then of course you've got a couple of push rods. These I'm not a big fan of these, but I mean for the price you can't really complain. But I might actually upgrade these to some little carbon ones, which I'm going to do another video on how to make those yourself. I mean obviously it's really easy, but I'll show you, because these are a bit naff. and the thread on these I always think looks really dodgy. And also with these, you want to be putting a little bit of fuel tube over here to make sure that that's nice and secure. So yeah, a couple of those, and then these are for the underneath. These just glue on just to protect the servos basically. So once you've got these hooked up and you're happy that you've got the servo installed and central, glue these on like that, and again it just adds a nice little bit of protection to the servo there, because obviously this is a belly launch job. And then you get, as ever, a useless piece of Velcro. So that's that. So not much to it really. Last bit is of course the fuselage. So let's just try and get this out. And there it is. Little wrinkle in that decal there, but other than that, all looking good. But sometimes you can go over these with, if you're careful, you can go over these with an iron with a sock on it, just to get some of these wrinkles and creases out. And also it helps often where you've got little points like this, and they're obviously prone to peeling. If you go over it with a hot iron, it can sometimes stop it from doing that. So I usually do tend to do that with a lot of my models. Yeah, so obviously everything's all ready to go. Nice little outrunner there, which is all good. And then the canopy, as I said, this is the little foam bit that you get, and then you just have to glue that onto there, and then that makes that nice and solid then. And this just snaps into place with magnets, of course. So it's a reasonable fit, but I'd probably, just the way this is, it's quite easy for something to, you know, a bit of wind to get under the front of that, and these do go relatively fast. So you might want to just stick an elastic band around it just to be on the safe side, which does spoil the look a bit of course, but once it's in the air no one's really going to see that. XT60, which is great. As you would expect, it's pretty tight in there. It's very narrow, so you know you do have to be a bit careful with your receiver choice, but yeah, if you put the receiver down here somewhere and the battery wants to go, depending on what size battery you've got, that wants to go around there. So I guess there is a reasonable amount of room because the speed controller's right back here, so you've not got the speed controller to worry about. Yeah, I'm going to be putting one of the tiny little pre-sky receivers in anyway, so that won't take up much room. Yeah, and as you can see there, that's, you know, that's already coming away. So what I'm probably going to have to do is just trim that with my knife a little bit, and then get the iron on that just to secure it down. Right, let's quickly stick this tube in. Oh, that went in nice and easy. Some of these are sometimes really tight. Let's pull this out of there. One other thing that you might find is that this isn't the best fit in the world. Actually, that's not too bad on this one, but there is a little bit of a gap. It's not too bad actually, but you might find you need to trim these blocks down a little bit. So you might find you need to trim these down just a tiny bit just to get it to fit nice and flush. And this seems to be a lot better than the other one I had, in fairness. So there's a little bit of a gap there, but again, for the price of the model, from the top it looks fine actually as well, but for the price you can't really complain too much. But yeah, that's that's it basically. So you can imagine the build video is going to be pretty quick on this. Whoops. Yep, there we are. It's almost there, ready to go. So yeah, all we've got to do is obviously take these wings off again. Get some. I'm going to use some foam tack to put the wings on. But yeah, foam tack those up, stick the wings on. Get these foam tacked in, glue the canopy onto this section here, get my radio gear in, hook the linkages up, and it's ready to go. So really easy to put together, and yeah, should hopefully be a good fun little model, and yeah, I just think it looks really cool. I really like the colour scheme that they've done on it. They're still available. These are still in stock in the UK, as far as I'm aware, and in the EU. So for what it costs, if you want something just to chuck in the back of the car, you know, easily get it into your car or even on the passenger seat, then and you want something that's just a little bit of fun, then I'd highly recommend one of these. Okay, so that's the end of this session. Pretty quick one, as I said. You'll also see in the background got another box from Free Wing there, so from Motion RC. So that's something else I'll be doing a little unboxing video on as well. So well, keep posted. Please like and subscribe and help me grow this channel. Stick some comments below if you've got any questions or anything like that, then just let me know. The other day I've got a Tundra unboxing video, and someone asked me a measurement from that because they were thinking of getting one, and I was able to help them out, responded back with a measurement. So anything like that, anything I can help with, just let me know, and thanks a lot for watching.